Good morning, Chainbreakers. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Facebook, go out and find my people. Good morning. It is Friday, August the 23rd, 2019. And this is going to be a fantastic day because that's the day I choose. Good morning. I am Brad Smith. I am your host for Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag Uplift and Rise. Today, we're going to get in and we're going to talk about something really fun. And I want this to be fun. It can be a bit of a negative, but we're going to spin that around and make it a positive. But today is Self-Reflection Friday. It is time to train your brain. So come on in, come on in. It is good to see you here, and I'm glad to have you here, my friends. Good morning, Jeremy George. Glad to have you here today. Okay, so we're going to dig in a little bit and talk about it is Self-Reflection Friday. So there are lots of people in different stages of life. We have been given different talents. We've been given different strengths. In some cases, we've been plagued with some weaknesses. But it's time to take a look at those and self-reflect so we can really be honest with ourselves. If we want to take a trip, right? So we're going to go from point A to point B. And you may decide that you want to go to Miami, right? So maybe or let's say Orlando, right? So we're going to go down to Disney World. Let's go to Orlando. What is it you need to know in order to create that trip to Orlando? Well, the very first thing you've got to do before you can leave and take off for your destination, you have to know the place you're leaving from. So if you're flying to Orlando, maybe it's that home airport of yours, and where is that? So in order to get to the life we want to create, we have to also know where it is we are now. And that's the whole point of Self-Reflection Friday. I want you to be able to dig in and really look at where you are now. So let's start with that for just a second. And I want you to be real honest. And if you've got a pen and paper, write this down. If you don't, make a mental note of it and make a note of it in your phone. Write it down on a note on your computer, wherever it is you can kind of keep track of this, because I want you to not only go, yep, that's me, and then let it go. I want you to be able to hang on to it, because we can't get rid of something we're not willing to face. You with me? We have to be able to look that place we're at in our life and look at it honestly in the face so we can move on from that. Because a lot of where we are now is around things that we have been unwilling to forgive ourselves over. And therefore we tell ourselves we're not worthy. We don't deserve to be happy. We don't deserve something better in our life. The life that I have now is the life that I deserve. But at the same time, we're also very quick to recognize that we're not happy with the life that we want. There are two things that help create change or true change in our lives. One is to be so miserable that we're not willing to be this uncomfortable anymore, and therefore we're willing to take the steps to move forward. That's the real turnaround stories. That's the people that have gone from rags to riches. That's the people that have been homeless and really turned themselves around. That's the people that have dropped bottom on addictions and pulled themselves out. That's where those come from. And then there's others that take a look at it from an intelligence standpoint, and now are able to look at it and know without any question, because of the things that they've learned, that I'm not willing to be here anymore. That through that learning, through that intelligence, through that understanding of what life can be, we are no longer willing to be where we are. And if that's you, and I think that's a big number of a lot of Americans, because most of us don't actually hit rock bottom, right? We're at a point where now we've been feeding in through Chainbreakers 365, through hashtag Uplift and Rise, through other motivational groups that we're in, through different speeches, through listening to TED Talks, through listening to some of the greatest motivational speakers in the world. And at this point, you're going, I'm bringing it in, I'm learning, I'm changing, I'm evolving, and I want to make an impact on my life today. And if that's you, I hope you're ready to move forward, because that's what we're really going to take a look at. So if we can take a look at where we are now, and we need to be really honest with those pains. And if it's, I don't deserve it, you need to ask yourself, why? Why don't you deserve something better? Why don't you deserve to have something more? Why don't you deserve to be happy? Why don't you deserve to have the body and the physique that you've got, that you want and you desire? Why don't you deserve to have that? Because it's something underlying that feeling that is keeping you from being who you want to be. And we need to be really honest about what it is. Usually it's in something we've done that we're unwilling to forgive ourselves with, or it is because of the framework that we put on ourselves early in life. Many of those are lies. Many of those are lies of the enemy that have been designed to keep you small, to keep you from being who you need to become, to keep you from fulfilling God's purpose in your life. Here's the really good news. Here's the really, really, really good news of all of this. In this plan, in this desire that God has placed in your heart, God knows you who you are today. He knows you with all your weaknesses. He knows you with all of your flaws. He knows who you are and what you're capable of, and he would not have given you that dream if you didn't have it within you and through your faith in him to really achieve what it is that you want to achieve, to really be who it is that you want to be in life. He wouldn't put that in you if he didn't think that you were truly capable and truly deserving of it. So let's be honest and let's be ready to forgive. Because forgiveness, and I was looking for my prop and I can't find it, but so I'm going to go on. Forgiveness truly begins in ourselves when we're willing to put down that pen that we've been using to rewrite that last chapter of our lives, to be able to rewrite those things that are already written because it's in the past, it's already been done. But friends, God has already forgiven you. You came to him and you asked for forgiveness and he gave it to you. And in that, he wiped all of those things clean. Why won't you forgive yourself in the same way that our Creator has forgiven you? Why won't you let go of those same things that he has wiped clean and made you a new person? You need to put down that old pen and pick up the pen he's now giving you to start writing that next chapter. It's that next chapter is where we're moving forward. It's that future that's ahead of you. It's today. So let's start by beginning that next chapter. And the next thing we need to know is what gifts and what talents has God truly given you? So we need to take a look at what we're good at. Let's think about for a second what it is that we know that we're good at. And we need to write that down. We need to take inventory of that as well. We need to know what that is in our lives that we're really good at, because that's what we will use to strengthen that foundation to move yourself forward. So it's those gifts, it's those talents, it's those abilities that are in you that really are going to make you who you will become. So we need to take a look at the talents. And the next thing I'm going to ask is, what have you done with those talents? What have you done with the talents that God gave you? Because your talent is your gift from God. What you do with that talent is your gift back to him. And if you haven't done anything with it yet, if that talent is still dormant, the next question is, what are you going to start doing with it? What are you going to start achieving with that talent that God has given you? Because you must start retraining your day every single day. You must start retraining your brain every single day. And if you don't, the day you don't, you begin to retreat back to that old self. So we need to start building it up. We need to start creating the habits. We need to start creating the patterns that will move you forward into that life that you want to become. So we've talked about our talents. We talked about what we're going to do with them. We talked about where we are and where we want to be. We need to start developing that confidence. So I want you to start writing down some very small goals of what you want to accomplish for the day. Maybe it's I'm going to get my kitchen clean. Maybe it's I'm going to make my bed. Maybe it's I'm going to brush the teeth. Maybe it's I'm going to make sure to get the kids to school. Maybe it's I'm going to be at work on time. Sometimes it's very small things that we need to be able to mark and check off. We too often tell ourselves we're not enough, but we fail to give ourselves credit for what we do. So let's start with the small things and give ourselves credit. So every single thing that you know that you even do on a daily basis, start writing them down. And then as we do them throughout the day, or check in through the day, or maybe at the end of the day when you get home from work, start checking off that checklist so you can give yourself credit for what you're actually doing. We need to be able to build on that foundation that we're building and take those small stepping stones and turn them into a foundation for which we can build our life forward. And it's going to seem a little bit like a reverse foundation because we're going to start bringing in larger things and build on them. So we need to start building with lots and lots and lots of little rocks, lots and lots and lots of little stepping stones, those little goals, those little achievements that we can keep checking off every single day to where we know we are capable of more. We are capable of that larger task. We are capable of not only getting the grass mowed, we are capable of getting our yards cleaned up. We're capable of getting the trimming done. We're capable of getting the edging done. We're capable of pulling the weeds in our beds. And in your case, in many cases, outside of that metaphor for our yard, pulling those weeds from your life, right? Are you with me? Pulling those weeds so that we can start creating the view that we want to see for our lives moving forward. Are you with me? Am I talking to you today? So there are many things that we can do, and I've already told my wife I know what my next project is, and it's planning for 2020. So in that project, I'm going to help create a planner for you for 2020 to where we can take a list of the things that we're grateful for every day. We can take a list of the things we can check off every day, and we can show that accomplishment and the things we want to truly move forward on, the appointments we've made, the things we have to do at certain times, and help you keep track of it. I also want to keep it motivational. So I'm going to use a lot of the things that you've poured into hashtag uplift and rise. Some of it's going to be motivational quotes, some of it's going to be scripture, some of it's going to simply be reminders of who you are. And if you have submitted something in there, I will give you credit for this in the planner. So please, folks, go into hashtag and rise and submit put in your submissions, because those submissions, they may very well end up becoming part of this planner. But through the planner, as we put it together, we're going to have monthly check-ins. We're going to have weekly check-ins on what did you do, but monthly check-ins as to how far you've really grown and how far you've really accomplished and what we're looking for better. to become that for that next month, so we can keep growing in our lives, so we can keep being more, we can keep becoming who we want to be. I've also got right now, it's already there, and it's going to be changed a little bit, but I created right now a page. I need to move it over into a group on Facebook called Life Personified. Maybe it's goals that you have for yourself in your health. Maybe it's goals that you have for yourself around money. I want to help you fulfill those goals and those dreams and those desires of you. So this weekend, I'm going to change that around. I'm going to create a new group for Life Personified. I hope you will join. And when you see it, note whether it's a page or a group. I'm going to try to eliminate the page, but go into the group and join. It's going to be a closed group. You have to be invited in, but it will be a group that you'll be able to move forward in. It's all about achieving our goals, and that's what Life Personified is. It's an individually designed goal and lifestyle for you, and that's what I'm going to help you create. So I ask you to become part of it moving forward. If you've enjoyed today's video, Jeff, you're always welcome. It's never tardy, but most of this you've lost, so come back and catch it on a replay. It'll be available in a few minutes. I want to thank you folks for being here today. If this video has meant anything to you, I ask you to share this out with your family, share this out with your friends, share this out with your coworkers, because my goal, my dream, my desire is to help everybody start filling and fulfilling better lives than what they have now. Achieve those those goals, those dreams that God has placed in you, the purpose He's given you for your life. If you want to see more videos like these, you can find us on YouTube at Chainbreakers 365, or you can find us at chainbreakers365.com. I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook. We all are, because we're here, right? But if you're not if you've got friends that aren't on Facebook, they want to participate and watch things like this, send them to YouTube, send them to Chainbreakers 365 on YouTube and watch some of these videos. I thank you so much for being here. Again, we're here every Monday through Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook for Chainbreakers 365 Live. We'll see you on Monday. Thanks very much. Bye now.